Namaste and welcome. Namaste and welcome, yogis. Thank you for joining me today. So let's come onto our mats. Let's step onto our mats, shifting the energy from off the mat to on the mat, and noticing how when you lay out your mat and come seated on your mat, that this becomes a sacred space for your practice. So for me, my mat is a sacred space in the same way that a temple would be a sacred space. So I don't walk on my mat with shoes. I roll it up, keep it clean. I let my dogs in though. That's my little exception because for me, my dogs are sacred creatures. I often say when I'm reincarnated, I want to come back as a dog who has this kind of lifestyle. So let's ground down through our sit bones. Perhaps you're seated on a cushion, a folded blanket, or a block. Lengthening through your spine. So roll your shoulders up towards the ears and then slide them down and away. Let's bring our palms face up. Fold in our ring fingers and take the thumb to the knuckles. Surya Mudra. The earth element represented by the ring, Prithvi. The fire element represented by the thumb, Agni. Closing your eyes or taking a soft gaze down towards the earth, turning inwards, as if sitting in meditation or prayer or reflection. Some of us may follow orthodox religious and faith path. Some of us may take alternative paths in our connection with the universe, with nature. All paths involve an element of sitting in silence, of deep inner reflection, of connecting with divine, whether it is represented within you, whether represented in nature, or whether represented by your concept of God. Our practice today is still working with the full moon energy. And we're on the full moon in Leo, Lionheart. The lion is emblematic of the sun, Surya. Surya and Chandra, the sun and the moon coming together. So our practice today harks back to wisdom traditions that gazed upon the moon and the sun as miracles of nature. Many wisdom traditions are rooted in this connection to the cosmos above. The cosmos visible to the human eye. As the sun rises, the moon sets. As the moon rises, the sun sets. This equilibrium between solar and lunar energy. Take 3 more full breaths here and really sense the flow of air through each nostril, the left and right. It is said that the left and right nostril, the breath that passes through, the prana that we inhale, is connected to the sun and the moon. The right nostril to the qualities of the sun, the left nostril to the qualities of the moon. So notice which of your nostrils is more clear. Perhaps one is slightly blocked. So often the air doesn't flow evenly through our nose, especially early in the morning. We might notice that one nostril is more active than the other. And you can tell that often by just blocking one nostril and then blocking the other nostril. See which nostril the air flows through more smoothly. You may find often in the morning the right nostril is more active as we wake up, drawing upon the sun energy. The left nostril may be more active and open in the evening, drawing upon the energy of the moon to help us move into a restful state. The sun, the awakening energy, the moon, the restful energy. Let's bring your hands together in Namaskar at the heart center. Take a full breath in to prepare for opening our session by chanting Om 3 times. And for each Om, dedicate to the sun, to the moon, to the brave heart within. Hands to your eyebrow center. Namaste and welcome, yogis. Welcome to our practice for today. So the mudra that we're going to be using today, the other day, the last session, we used the Abhaya mudra, Abhaya Hridya mudra, fearless heart mudra. And remember that was interlacing the ring, little fingers with backs of hands, right wrist crossed over the left, interlinking the ring, the little, leaving the ring, interlinking the middle, the index, and then bringing the ring and the thumb together. And that's fearless heart mudra, Abhaya Hridya mudra. Today, we're going to be using an alternative mudra. We're going to be using the Agni mudra. So left palm face up, right hand, fingers curled into a soft fist and thumb extended, Agni mudra. And when we're using our mudra during our practice, we can come into what we call the Guru mudra. And that is the thumb extended, fingers folded. So when we're in our poses, the asana through which we move, we can come into the Guru mudra. The Guru mudra is the alternative to the Agni mudra. So again, invoking the energy of the fierce lion within. That transformative, powerful energy we have within all of us. The true self that may be oppressed, the true self that may be hidden, the true self that we may veil out of choice. But that energy we can turn to in times of need, in times of struggle, in times of suffering, in times of change, when we need to move with the change. One full breath here. Open out your arms, thumbs extended. As you exhale, inhale, bring your thumbs together above your crown. Exhaling to bring arms parallel, inhaling to reach overhead. Quite active here. We'll do this 10 times. And after a while, your arms will begin to feel it Almost as if you're pumping the air out, a bit like Kapalabhati, the breath of fire, where you pump the belly in. And then when you reach the 10th one, hold your hands above your crown, reaching up. And reaching up, reaching up. One breath more. Then release your arms halfway, holding here. Let's hold here for a few more breaths. And then as we release, let's lower the hands slowly on the exhale to the earth. Take a moment here. Notice the sensation flowing through each arm. Resting here. Inhale, reach your overhead. Exhale, turn to the right. Right hand behind. Gaze over your right shoulder. Deep belly breaths here. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the left. Again, deep belly breaths. Looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, center. Let's do it twice more in each direction. And now let's move with a little bit more pace. Inhaling to center, exhaling over to the right. Last round, and then we'll finish on the right. Inhale to back to center. Release your right hand to the earth, reach up and over. Through center, over to the left. Flowing 3 times here. Again, active and energetic today. So we're going to be harnessing the fire energy, the heat that reflects, the heat of the sun, the light of the sun that reflects on the moon. And then once you finish on the right, let's bring your hands back to center, palms in Agni Mudra, left palm face up, right hand curled, thumb extended. Take a moment here. We're going to do 3 rounds of breath here before we move into our sort of more flow practice on the mat. So whichever is your dominant hand, so whether you're left or right-handed, for your dominant hand, let's bring that into Vishnu Mudra. So Vishnu Mudra is folding in your peace fingers, extending your ring and little finger and thumb extended. So you fold in your peace fingers, your index and middle finger. Extend your ring, little finger and thumb. The other hand, bring into Chin Mudra by bringing your thumb and index to touch, palm face down. And then bring your dominant hand in front of your face. And we're going to do 3 rounds of Surya Bedna, which is the sun energy, solar energy breath. 3 rounds of Chandra Bedna, which is the moon energy, the lunar energy. Closing your left, take a full breath in, full breath out. And then close your left nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. If your right nostril is blocked, you can always lift the chin, lift the cheek by bringing the other hand and lifting it slightly. So you can just lift your cheek up with the other hand. That will open up that nostril slightly. 1 breath in through the right nostril. Hold. And then exhale, right nostril. Hold out. Inhale, right nostril. Hold the breath in. So take quite a long, slow breath in through that right nostril. Exhale through the right nostril, slowly releasing the breath. Hold the breath out. Inhale, right nostril. Hold the breath in, Surya Bedana Pranayama. Activating this dynamic, awakening, transformative energy of the sun. Exhale, right nostril. Hold the breath out. Release your left nostril. Take a full breath in through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. Now cover the right nostril. Inhale, left. Hold the breath in. This is Chandra Vedana Pranayama. Exhale, left nostril. Hold the breath out. Inhale, right nostril. Sorry, left nostril. Hold the breath in. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. My mind began to focus on how clear my left nostril felt. So I lost where I was for a moment. Now exhale, left. One more time. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Exhale, left. I'm really going into it. So it's what happens when my body really connects with my practice. I lose my connection to language. And I have to reconnect. And remember, I'm teaching you rather than having my own practice. Let's release the breath. Take a full breath in through both nostrils and out through both nostrils. And notice if your nostrils feel clearer, as if you feel a bit more cleansed in terms of your nostrils. So I really feel like this area above my nostril around my third eye feels much clearer. And the breath is flowing much clearer in my nostrils. So this variation of pranayama, where you breathe in and out of the right nostril, is called Surya Bedana Pranayama. When you breathe in and out of your left nostril, that's called Chandra Bedana Pranayama, or Bedi. You might call it's either called Bedana or Beda or Bedi. It depends on which part of India you come from. So this really helps to clear the energy in both nostrils. In the morning, it's really recommended that you do the Surya Bedana Pranayama. In the evening, it's really recommended that you do the Chandra Bedana practice, especially before you go to sleep. Enough of the lectures. I love my lectures, don't I? Let's come onto our knees. Big toes touch, knees wide. We're going to take lion's breath here. So let's turn our fingertips in towards us so that we extend through the inner wrist. Eyebrow, the eyes of your elbows turning out. Lengthen your spine here by lifting your crown. Take a full breath in. Exhaling, poke out your tongue. Open your eyes wide. Twice more. Once more. Releasing your hands. Let's turn our fingertips up towards the sky. Keep pushing out through the heel of your hand. Take a moment there. Spread your fingers wide. And then let's claw as we breathe out this time. Inhale fully. Simasana Pranayama. Once more. Power fist. Coming onto your hands. Bring your knees under your hips, aligned here. Reach out through your right leg. Take a moment here, leg parallel. Exhaling, let's lift the toes up towards the sky. Lower your chin towards the earth. Inhale to rise. leg parallel, foot flexed. One more time. Inhale, lift your toes towards the sky, flexing through your elbows this time. And then rise up. A bit like a push-up. And then last time, lift your toes. Exhale, parallel. Stay here with both hands on the earth or reach forward. And then let's bring your Guru Mudra here. Fingers folded of your left hand, thumb extended. Flex through the right foot. Inhale, lift your hand to the sky. Release your right foot to the earth. Open twist here. One more breath here. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Let's hug in the right knee towards the heart. And then release. Sit back here if you need. Rotate your wrists one way, then the other. Back onto your knees. So I always do that if I feel a little burning sensation in my muscles. Ready? Lift the left leg long. Leg parallel, foot flexed. We're going to bend into our elbows, lift the toes towards the sky. Inhale, body parallel. Exhaling. Oops. There goes my earpiece. Link, lower, lift the toes. Inhale, body parallel. Last time, exhale, lift the toes, lower the heart. And then back to parallel. Again, you can leave your hands connected with the earth here for balance. You can reach out with your right hand in Guru Mudra, thumb extended, fingers folded. This alternative to Agni Mudra that we can use throughout our practice. Exhale, lower the left foot, lift the right hand to the sky. Open twist here. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Bring your knee in. Again, if you need to rotate your wrists one way, then the other, you're invited to do so. Oh, look at that, Anahatasana, puppy pose. We're going to go into that. Thank you, Pepper. He's my teacher. So let's come into our puppy pose or Anahatasana, melting heart pose, which Pepper so beautifully demonstrated for us. Let's bring our elbows to the earth. Now, your elbows can stay quite closely aligned underneath your shoulders, or you can slide them away. And the further you slide them away, the closer towards the earth comes your heart. Now, this may feel just fine for you. For some of us, it may feel that the back bend is too deep, in which case bring your elbows back towards you. You can always place cushions underneath your heart space. And for some of us, bringing our eyebrow center to the earth helps us to extend through the arms. So you want to have the sensation that there's an extension along your arms. You can feel that your lower back is dipping here. Melting heart. The intention of this pose, intention of this asana is to melt the heart towards the earth. So you can melt the heart however high from the earth you may be, or however close to the earth you may be. The intention is to allow this connection between the heart, Anahat, and the earth, Prithvi. We're connecting with this energy of strength and resilience within the heart. By connecting with the heart, we are rooting that strength and resilience in compassion, in love, in faith, rather than in anger. Recognizing that for one to be compassionate, and loving. It often requires us to have strength, especially when compassion, empathy, love is difficult to feel for the self or for the other. It often requires willpower to create that sensation of forgiveness, of human connection, especially with those that we deem to be our enemies. We can have compassion for people even if their values are abhorrent to us. The compassion that we have is to think about the fact that their values are so abhorrent, or to understand what must have happened in their life, in their experiences, to have turned them into such narrow-minded, hate-filled individuals. And when your heart is so full of darkness, that must be a miserable existence when you only see darkness in the world. One more breath here. And then with care, walk your hands, sliding them back towards you. And take your sit bones back towards your heels, coming into child's pose. Take your arms alongside you, palms face up. And soften here. And it is a big ask. It is a big ask to have compassion for those we disagree with, for those who we deem to be our enemies, those whose values are so misaligned with our own that do not ally with justice or equity. Unless we are able to see them for who they are, we are unable to change them, unable to change hearts and minds. And changing hearts and minds takes courage. Lionheart, our greatest leaders in the world, Dr. Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. These were lion hearts. Harriet Tubman, Stacey Graham today, Kamala Harris. You can see the strength of their power within, rooted in compassion. Doesn't weaken their power. One more breath here. Inhale, lift your gaze, lift your heart. I'm going to move into Ustrasana, camel pose here. So we practiced this already in our previous class. So take your hands first to support your lower back. Always prioritizing the experience in your spine, the sensation in your spine, supporting it where it needs support. Your toes can be tucked or untucked. You can have your toes on a block or on a cushion or a rolled up blanket. Draw your shoulder blades together, lengthen through the front of your body, begin to lift your gaze. One more here. Now you can stay here. This is a back bend. It's a gentle back bend, but you can feel the back of your body working. You can take your fingers of one hand towards your feet. So you might have your toes tucked or untucked. See how that feels. Keep supporting your lower back with the other hand. If you wish, you can bring your other hand to your heel. Again, see how this feels for you. Keep pushing your hips and pelvis forward, drawing your shoulder blades together, lengthening along the sternum. And your gaze is in that place where the ceiling meets the wall. Three breaths here, whichever variation you're in. And then when we come out, support your back. Keep supporting your back until you align. Then melt your sit bones back towards your heels. We're going to come into hair pose, Shashangasana. Bring your crown towards the earth, gently resting here. Gently resting here. So we'll just check that my sound works. So you're not pressing any weight into your crown here. You're either supported with your hands, or you can take your hands and wrap them around your heels. Again, there's a slight gap between your crown and the earth. And then let's bring our hands back underneath our shoulders and slowly lift our tailbone up towards the sky. Pedal through your feet here. So fingers spread wide. Press into your knuckles and finger pads. Pedaling until you feel more comfortable in your mountain. Heels heading towards the earth. Remember, you can always place a rolled up blanket underneath your heels. Turn the insides of your elbows towards the front of the room, the front of your mat. Drawing your shoulder blades away from your ears. And now, let's walk our hands back towards our feet, coming into forward fold here, Uttanasana. And you might choose to gently roll on your feet here. So I'm just rocking backwards and forwards ever so gently to distribute the weight evenly on my feet, to feel the connection of the earth Prithvi here. Bend into your knees deeply. Tailbone reaching back, crown reaching forward. Let's take our Guru Mudra. So arms are parallel to the earth. A variation of Utkatasana. Thumbs are extended here. One more breath. Inhale to rise up strong through your legs. Turn to the side, so a quarter turn here, so you're facing the length of your mat. Hands reaching above in your Guru Mudra. Now, I have a wall here, so I'm going to move slightly along to give me more space. If you have a wall next to you, give yourself a bit more space. Open out your arms so they're parallel to the earth. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, parallel. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, parallel. One more time. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, parallel. Take a moment here. Bring your hands in front of you. Agni Mudra. Left palm up, right palm in thumb. Our mantra for this practice is Om Som Somaye Namaha. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Drawing on the fullness, the brightness of the moon. The light of the moon is the light of the sun reflected. So how you can have transformative, dynamic energy for change, but guide it through this calm, compassionate, nurturing energy. There's power in the softness. There's power in the nurturing. It's like the ripple of a pebble in a lake. Small change creates large waves. Small steps, like the Million-Man March or the Salt Marches, peace marches. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale over to the right, keeping your arms parallel. Inhale to center, exhale over to the left. Inhale to center, step across your mat, open out in Tadasana star pose. Your toes can be faced forward. If you feel more comfortable with your toes turned out, turn your toes out. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, center, exhale over to the right. Sorry, I'm going the opposite directions to you. Back to center. Take a moment. Let's do that one more time in both directions. And it matters not whether you're going left or right, because I completely forgot my directions again. Then back to center. One more time. Always 3. Back to center. Turn your right toes up. Hinge over to the right as far as you can go. Exhale, hands. Left hand reaches up, right hand reaches down towards the earth. You can place your hands on a block against your leg. And I'm maintaining my Guru Mudra here. Open across the heart. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Feeling bold, bright, vibrant. Acknowledging the fullness of the moon and the fullness of your heart. One breath here. Bend into that right knee. Now bring that right fist directly to the earth. Reach overhead. Extended side angle. One full breath here. And remember, you can have a block here. Or your footstool. Exhale, turn to gaze down. Bring the left hand to the earth. Rotate onto the ball of your left foot. And now let's shuffle that right foot all the way out to the edge of our mat. I'm staying on my folded fist with my thumbs extended here. If you want to bring the flats of your palm down, you can bring the flats of your palm down. Reach out to that left heel. Dragon pose here. If it feels too intense, you can drop that left knee to the earth. High flying dragon. And here in high flying dragon, we're going to take Simhasan Pranayam, lion's breath. Inhale fully. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale fully. Exhale, lion's breath. One more time. Inhale fully. Turn your heart over to the left, rotating on your feet. We're going into Skandasana pose. Now remember, there are variations for Skandasana. So you can turn the right toes, keep the left toes on the feet, hands on the earth. This could be your variation of Skandasana. So you have a little bend in your right knee here. That's one variation. Remember, your hands can be on your footstool here. Another variation is to sit directly on the earth here. Again, hands on earth, left leg extended. So you're supported by the earth. And then another variation is that you're balanced on the ball of your right foot. Again, left leg is extended, bending the right knee. Left toes flexed if you're on the earth. Your seat is connected with the earth pretty. Take a moment here with your hands on the earth or on blocks. And then begin to rise up and reach overhead. Maintaining your balance here. Exhale over to the left. And this is really going to balance your challenge. Exhale over to the right. So it doesn't have to be a deep bend over there. You can see I'm wobbling already. And then back to center. Where what we're trying to do, I'm worried about my dog. If I fall and land on him. If we wobble and fall, get up. I have fallen over so many times in my practice, and I still do. That's part of life, right? We fall over, we get up, we carry on. That's what takes courage, is the getting up and carrying on. One more here. Completely lost my balance now because I'm talking. Find something on the horizon that won't move. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Yes, we did it, even for a moment. And walk over to the left. Oh, my lovely right leg. It worked so hard. Give it a little pat. It's worked hard for you. Come again into your variation here. So if you have your feet on the earth, you'll be going like this. So it'll be a lot easier to go left and right. And if you're sitting directly on the earth, then again, you're supported as you go left and right. And then if you're balanced on the ball of your left foot, that's where it might feel a bit more challenging. So find your balance first before reaching overhead. Exhale to one direction. And I always like to go in towards my leg first. And if you're really wobbly, like I am today, if you try this on different days, some days you may feel more wobbly than other days. And that's often because of how our body is in equilibrium with the cycles of nature. So I, for example, have had a really long week. So I'm tired. My energy is a little low. So I'm really testing the energy that I've got. And it helps me to realize where my boundaries are. And then when you're ready, let's bring the hands down to the earth. Rotate the heart towards the back of the mat now. Pivot on the right foot. Take that left foot out as wide as your mat. And then come into your high dragon variation. Fists folded, thumbs extended on the earth, palms on the earth. Right knee lifted or lowered to the earth. Yogi's choice, wherever you are. Inhale fully through your nose. Lion's breath, Samasana Pranayama 3 times here. And that makes me think, when we practice on our mat, we really connect with how our body is, where we are at. The solar aspects, the Surya aspects of our practice gives us energy, activates our energy. The Chandra aspects, the lunar aspects of our practice help us to recognize our limits, our edges, our boundaries through compassion to the self. Now, we're going to move into extended side angle. So drop the heel of your right foot onto the earth. Left hand either on the earth or on blocks. Inhale, draw up the right arm. Extended side angle on the left side. Heart open. Om Som Sumaye Namaha. The bold, bright, powerful energy of the sun filtered through the light of the moon. One more breath here. Now straighten through that left leg. You might need to shuffle that right foot slightly to help you come into Trikonasana. So if you're here with your left knee bent, straighten through the left knee. And your hand might come onto your left leg here. Trikonasana on this side. Either gazing up, neck can be neutral, or gazing down. Yogi's choice. Now bend into your knee, rising up, coming back into star pose. Your arms are going to feel it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, parallel. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, parallel. Oh, and now let's lower our hands, come into Agni Mudra here. Just for a moment. Notice the sensations. We're going to step over to the right. Inhale, hands reach up. Feet together. Exhale to the left. Arms parallel. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Bring your hands back to Agni Mudra. Turn to the top of your mat. Quarter turn here. Arms parallel. Bend into your knees deeply. Coming into this very sort of it's almost between a Utkatasana and Malasana. So chair, strong pose, almost into Malasana. Tailbone reaching back, crown reaching forward. Exhale, fold your fingers towards the earth. Halfway here, crown reaching down, legs extended now. And again, sway backwards and forwards on your feet. Place your hands on the earth, step back into mountain pose. Parvatasana. Exhale, bring your knees to the earth. Take a moment here. Swaying from left to right. Come onto your forearms. Slide your knees away so we come into Salamba Bhujangasana, known as Sphinx pose. Lift your crown, open your heart, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower your eyebrow center. Reach behind you with your hands. Palms face up for the moment. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, lower your right leg. Inhale to lift your left leg. Exhale to lower your left leg. Now let's inhale, right arm and right leg. Palms can be face up or face down, yogi's choice. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift your left leg and arm. Again, you can have your arms face up, face down. Just notice the difference perhaps. Exhale, lower. Now this time we're going to lift both legs and both arms. Keep your crown, your eyebrow center connected with the earth for the moment. Exhaling to lower. And now this time we're going to lift our head, both arms and both legs. Inhale, lift. Salabhasana, locust pose. Breathing here for 3. And then exhale. exhale, bring your hands underneath your eyebrow center. Perhaps you bring your right ear to the mat. And let's sway the hips gently from left to right. Let's switch heads if you're on your right ear to left ear. One breath here. And from here, we're going to roll all the way over onto our back. Gazing up to the sky. Knees bent here, feet on the earth. Allow your spine to align. And we're going to come into bridge pose. Setubandhasan. My clock has stopped, so I'm just checking how far behind or ahead of time I am. Now bring your heels up towards your sit bones. And this is the disadvantage of having your head at the dog end bed, the dog bed end. Very pleasant. Inhale. Tip your pelvis so that your sit bones lift up. Begin to peel your spine off the mat. Your hands can stay on the earth supporting you. You can bend into your elbows to create a bit of a scaffold. Lift your hips and got dog hair in my face. Let's reach up with our hips and pelvis. Coming into Setubandhasan. Now you can always take your hands underneath and interlace your fingers in a yoga mudra. You can stay here with both feet on the earth and come onto the balls of your feet. If you're coming onto the balls of your feet, try lifting one leg to the sky, reaching out through your toes. Exhale to lower. If you do this with your feet flat on the earth, flex your foot because otherwise you might get cramp. And then let's lift the left leg up. Keep lifting up your hips and pelvis. Exhale, lower the left leg. Release your spine. Take a moment to align. Om Som Somaye Namaha. And then perhaps you gently windshield wiper your knees one way then the other, very gently. And then hug them in. For a moment, let's release our knees over to the left. I want to go and look to the right. You can bring your knees to the left and then look towards the right. And I'm going to bring my hands into my Guru Mudra. Looks like a thumbs up. Three breaths here. Deep belly breaths. Inhaling then through center. Hug it in. And then release the knees over to the right. And look over to the left. Deep belly breaths here. Then inhale to center. Hug it all in, hugging your knees in. And then extend your legs long. Coming into Shavasana, arms extended away from you. Allow your ankles to fall out. Slightly tucking your chin so that the back of your neck feels long. Closing your eyes. And in your mind's eye, visualize the moon. If you feel cold or your body temperature begins to drop, reach for a blanket. Visualize the full moon here. Just above the eyebrows center, the Ajna chakra, there's what we call the Soma chakra. The chakra that is connected to the moon. And here, so it's just above your eyebrow center, just below your hairline. And here, visualize the full moon. And as you visualize it, visualize that the moon is growing. That the circumference of the moon is beginning to encompass your whole self. This silver glow of the moon emanating. In this miracle of nature, the moon reflects the light of the sun as if it were a mirror. Allow this to be the mirror into your heart, into your heart's wisdom. This deep truth and knowingness that sits within the heart, from which you move with courage, with strength, with power, and always coating that with compassion, empathy, love, faith. Faith in justice, in equity, faith in yourself, faith in your community, faith in the goodness of humankind, faith in the divine source, however you represent that in your life, however you live that in your life. Know that you are a miracle of nature, that you reflect the beauty of nature, that you shine boldly and brightly in the same way that the moon, the sun, the earth, and all of nature reflects the boldness, how the power of nature can transform. Inhaling, begin to wriggle your fingers and toes, rotating your wrists and ankles, making these movements bigger, stretching out through your arms and legs. Exhale, hug it all in, little roll on your lower back from side to side, and then roll over onto your side. And with helping hands, lift yourself into your sukhasana, your comfortable seat. Bringing your hands into your Agni Mudra. So today, that combination of Surya and Chandra practice, this full moon in Leo. Agni Mudra, with the mantra for the moon. Om Som Somaye Namaha, chanting that 3 times, and then closing our practice with Om Shanti, inhaling to prepare. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Om Som Somaye Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad, dhanyavad, dhanyavad. Thank you, yogis, for joining me. So grateful that you joined me. Loving my dog picking his moment to cover me with a blanket. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe with your Guru Mudra. And I shall see some of you tomorrow for Yin practice. Thank you all. I'll unmute you. There we go.
Thank you, Kali. Bye.
Thank you, my lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Kali.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kali.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lovelies. Oh, there's another little Jack Russell there. Oh, I love him. They're so lovely. They're the best little dogs, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Yeah, they're so cute.
It was
Bless
so
them.
zen today.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.